Yo, peace was good. Welcome to this on my CD collection. This is part 69. Um, Without further ado, this is just pretty much like a continuation of the CD. So I just split it up into two. So this will be part 69. And without further ado, show you guys the rest of the CDs. All right. First CD out of the batch, of the second batch, is Geto Boys with their fourth album, Till Death Do Us Part. This was released in 1993. This album came out 2 years after their third album and their magnum, which a lot of people like to consider their magnum opus. We Can't Be Sad, that came out in '91. You know, with the Minds Playing Tricks on Me, Chucky, joints like that. This came out, like I said, 2 years after, and by this time, Willie D left the group. He started doing a whole solo career. You know what I mean? Even though he had a solo career before the group. From the beginning and stuff like as well as Scarface, but they added Big Mike now. Shout out to Big Mike. I need to get his album Something Serious, which a lot of people praise. I have yet to hear that album, but I heard good things about that album, so I'll definitely have to pick that up one day. I know it's out of print, but definitely get my hands on that someday. But yeah, very good album right here, very slept on. I rarely hear people talk about this album. This album's kind of hard to find. I found it, thank God. You know what I mean? Need to get the rest of the albums. The singles off this album is Crooked Officer, 6 Feet Deep, and Straight Gangsters, and those are the singles off the album. Pretty good. Not as successful as the We Can't Be Stopped album, but it's a pretty good album. If you guys can find it, highly recommend picking this shit up. This is Geto Boys with Till Death Do Us Part. This was released in 1993. Then we got the U.M.Cs with Fruits of Nature. This was released in 1991. U.M.Cs consist of two members. It's Kool Kim, who goes by the name of NY Oil. I forgot how you mention his name, how you pronounce his name, but I follow him on Facebook. He's pretty cool. Yeah, Kool Kim and Haj G, he does beats and shit now. But pretty good album right here. It's kind of like lighthearted. It kind of reminds me of like I guess like Black Sheep, De La Soul, that kind of thing. Leaders of the New School, definitely. Because it's funny because I always felt like the U.M.Cs and Leaders of the New School were kind of similar as far as production wise too. You know what I mean? Because on Leaders' first on Leaders' first album, their album was I have to do a review on, which I do have in the collection, A Future Without a Past. The album was like a lot more lighthearted and shit like that. Same thing with this album, but I believe, to me, the beats were better on this album than on Leaders. Even though Leaders was a dope album, but I have to revisit that album to really give my opinion on that. Also, on the second album that they dropped in '93 or '94, I believe it was '93. They dropped the album. It was called Unleashed, and that album was like a lot more hardcore. They guys switched their whole steez. And that's why, like, a lot of MCs from New York, and groups especially, started going more hardcore, more grimy, more gangster and shit, like that whole roughneck look. That was the case with this album, as well as Leaders in New School's second album, Time. The Endermines albums, I felt it was very slept on. But yeah, glad to own this joint right here. It's kind of hard to find, but glad to own this joint right here. Yeah. Haj G, man, and Kool Kim. Can't go wrong with these cats, man. But yeah, very dope. Dope Shaolin hip hop, Staten Island. Then we got Suga T with her, I think it's her second or third album, Paper Chasing Forever Hustlin, released in 1986. For those who don't know who she is, she's the sister of B Legit and E40, so they're family members and shit. But yeah, very, very dope album, dope shit. I saw this and I saw the Jive, emblem and shit like that. I was like, yeah, I definitely had to pick it up. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm not the biggest E40 and B Legit fans, but anything from the Bay Area, especially from the mid '90s, I definitely had to pick it up. So, and she's kind of cute too. Yeah, she can get it. But yeah, man, I wonder if she's still making music. I'm not sure, but yeah, glad to own this joint right here. It wasn't too bad. I fucks with it, but yeah, this is Sugar T with Paper Chasin, Forever Hustlin. This was released in 1996. Mid 90s G Funk hip hop. Then we got Poor Righteous Teachers with Pure Poverty. This is their second album. This was released in 1991. I must say recipes of Father Shaheed and Tony D. Recipes to them both. It's a shame. Finally got my hands on a Poor Righteous Teachers album because a lot of their albums are long out of print and they usually go for a lot of money online. Even though I believe they re-released this first album. What's the name of the album? Holy Intellect. I think they re-released that joint, and but yeah, usually their albums go for a lot of money online and shit like that. Especially that last song they put out, New World Order, that came out in '96. That actually goes for, that's usually the most expensive one for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, glad to own this joint right here. The single off the album is Shaquilla. That's the single off the album. Just glad to own this joint right here. Early '90s dope hip hop. If you guys like Brand Nubian, to be specific, you like that kind of music, then you'll definitely enjoy this album right here. But yeah, it's Poor Righteous Teachers of Pure Poverty, released in 1991. Excuse me. Let me see how much time I got left. Yeah, I still got some time. All right. Then we got Kid Sensation with his third album called Seatown Funk, released in 1995. Kid Sensation, he's an MC from Seattle, Washington. He's known for his affiliation with Sir Mix-a-Lot. You know, you guys know Sir Mix-a-Lot with Posse on Broadway, Baby Got Back, and songs like that. Well, he, excuse me, yeah, I saw those. So when I talk, like I'm like very sensitive, like get very itchy and shit. But whatever. Yeah. I've heard of him before, but I never really heard his music, and I picked it up. Oh, it's okay. I was like, look interesting, so I picked it up. Not really that good, man. I didn't really care for it. It was okay. It wasn't really the best. But yeah, it was alright. It could have been a lot better. But like I said, he's on the Sir Mix-a-Lot, so yeah. But it is what it is. And this album right here, been trying to get my hands in for a while. Got it for a great price. And it's Fifth Ward Boyz with their third album, Rated G, released in 1995. I know Ross, shout out to my nigga Ross Hartley. Yeah, he showed this in this video, so kind of jealous of him because he always have like the old, the rap a lot albums that I've been trying to get for a while. So yeah, man. But I'm glad I own this joint right here. Very, very, very good album. I got that second album, Gangsta Funk, that came out in '94. I need to get the Geto Dope album that came out in '93, and then get the rest of the albums. But if I get the first three, I'm good with that. Even if I get the other albums, I'll be good with that too. But as long as I have this and Gangsta Funk and the first three albums and Geto Dope, I'm alright with that. You know what I mean? But yeah, Rated G, very dope shit right here. Kind of dark. It's a dark album. You know what I mean? Very dope. Definitely reminiscent of like Geto Boys, but a lot more harder in the sense, like more. I've always considered them like the NWA of Houston, if that makes sense. That's just my opinion, but yeah, highly recommend if you like old rap a lot, music like I do. G Funk, hip hop, West Coast, down south hip hop and shit like that. Very dope shit right here. Well, I should say West Coast influenced. Then we got The Dangerous Crew, Don't Try This at Home. This was released in 1995. This is Too Short's group, or his project, one of his side projects and stuff like that. This is pretty much a compilation album of people that's under Too Short and stuff like that. Pretty good album right here. The song Buy You Some, featuring Eric Sermon, Too Short, was actually featured on Too Short's Get It In album that came out in '96. It's actually featured on that album too. I think it was, or the album before that, Cocktails. I think it was. I don't remember, but It's in one of the albums that came out in the mid '90s, but very very dope album. I know a lot of people. I've heard bad reviews about this album, but then I was like, I checked it out. I was like, it's actually pretty good, man. I fucks with it. But yeah, this is Too Short. Presents The Dangerous Crew. Don't try this at home. Released in 1995. You can pick, if you find it, pick it up. Then this album, everybody and their fucking dog should have this album. And it's DJ Shadow's Introducing, released in 1996. I mean, this is this is a fucking masterpiece. I mean, I don't care what nobody says. I mean, come on, this is somebody that has an MPC-6 that only has like 13 seconds of sampling time, and the music that he's done on that machine is unbelievable. You know what I mean? So that takes a lot of skill and dedication. But yeah, highly recommend, if you can get your hands on this, highly recommend picking this up. Last but not least, Too Black, Too Strong, MMG, not to be confused with MMG or Rick Ross, you know, yeah, that bullshit, you know, Meek Mill or fucking Wale and that nonsense. But anyways, getting off topic, they're a group from Harlem. It's like a whole bunch of MCs. Forgot the names at the right now, but I know the singles off the album is Ghetto Blaster, Across 110th Street, Across 110th. Pretty good album right here. Actually, I highly recommend this album. If you guys like Brand Nubian, you know, Public Enemy, to me they're like Public Enemy, Brand Nubian mixed together, then you'll get these guys right here. Very hard edge, love the production. Even the production is kind of similar, you know, to like Public Enemy. Like I said, if you get like mixed Public Enemy with Brand Nubian and a little bit NWA, then you'll get this shit right here. This is long out of print, obviously, but there's a song called Burn Baby Burn, and that was actually the EP that they dropped back in 1990. But you know, I guess the record label they were under at the time wouldn't release it because they were burning the American flag and shit like that. So they wouldn't like repress any copies of that album. That's why, if you notice, was not with Tupac's Straight For My Niggas album, why that had that computer graphic, it was because he had the American flag wrapped around him and it was burning on fire. So the record label wouldn't like allow that. So that's why it looks like that, shit like that. A little trivia. I didn't know that until somebody posted on the comments section. So I thought that was pretty cool. But that's pretty much it, guys. This was released in 1991, by the way. That's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Stay tuned for more. Peace.